Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my second video, so I'm really excited. Let's get right into it. You might have seen by the title, today's video is all about brushes. Listen, I have a lot of brushes. I have way too many brushes actually, and I just recently decluttered and realized that are just very specific brushes that I like to use. They're not brand specific, but they are specific to their shape and to their fluffiness and to their whole density in general. So today I wanted to show you my favorite brush types and how I use them. Now you might be thinking, can't I just watch your everyday makeup routine video and then just get the brushes from there? Yes you could, but today's video is not about my brushes, it's about your brushes. I will be showing you my brushes and explain why I use them. Not specifically what brand I use, although I will be talking about that in a minute, but just the brushes itself and the way they are shaped and why I use that specific shape. Also, a little disclaimer, this is all just my opinion, as always, my opinion, and whenever I say I don't like something, that doesn't mean that I'm talking about everybody, that means I'm talking about myself. With that being said, here are the brushes that I just absolutely hate and that I don't understand why everybody's talking about them and hyping them up, and I see them everywhere and I don't understand it, okay? Round fluffy brushes. Listen, I know, they're fluffy, they're soft and everything, they're great, but they're not great for your face. This brush, I would use that on my body. I would use that like on here maybe, but like, do you see how big this is? How is this supposed to go in any region of my face without touching my lips, my nose, my eyes, my eyebrows, my highlighting area, all this stuff? What are you going to put on this except for like light translucent powder? What are you gonna put on this, you know? I don't understand it. Not my type of shit. Next up, these brushes. What are they supposed to do? I know that some people use them for highlight. I don't get it. This gives you no control. I don't understand them, and I don't know why anybody would ever want to use them, honestly. And for my final category, that has nothing to do with face, but everything with the eyes. Blending brushes. Look at that. I mean, I could have 4 blending brushes and I would be set for life. This is the type of stuff that comes in every set, and it just fills up the set and it clutters everywhere, and there's really no use in having so many brushes, especially the big ones. I understand having smaller brushes, for example this one. This is one of my favorite blending brushes of all time. See? It's kind of cute, it's kind of little, petite little brush. Or a more flat blending brush, also very great. The biggest size of blending brush that I would personally allow on my eye area, because everything else is just too big. Because see, if I put this here, this already covers brow bone to like crease or something. And if I put it here, then I have really big trouble of just blending it out. If I take a smaller brush, then I can just be a lot more precise with my blending. It's just the easiest way for me. So all of these brushes, they don't go anywhere near my eye area because they just don't work for me. Okay, you want to hear a secret? You know, come on, yeah, I just, you know, you want to see my all-time favorite brushes that I like use in every look, that gets sharp, clean lines, that are just good for blending and all about being precise? These ones, rusty, dusty art brushes. I know, dirty, rusty, kind of chipping, gunk everywhere brushes that I love. I love them so much. These brushes can get you through any look. Listen, I have done a lot of blending with these kind of brushes and they're the best, okay? Blending brushes, they don't precisely blend, they just spread out product, honestly. And as great as spreading out product is, sometimes you want to be precise, sometimes you want to blend very tiny little areas on your eye. So these ones, okay, they are the real deal, and they are from the craft store, so you can buy them for like $5 for a set of 20 of them. I'm just saying, okay, I'm just saying, that's my secret. So next to my blending brushes, I have a whole brush collection full of these kind of brushes. They are just mostly paint brushes and just a few brushes that are just random. For example, what is this? I don't know. But it works. It works better than blending brushes sometimes. Honestly, just trust me on that. That's everything I wanted to say about eye brushes. Now let's get into the brushes for our face. So for my first step, I like to use setting powder, and I like to apply my first layer of translucent setting powder with these types of brushes. So what they are just fluffy angled brushes. This ensures that I can get into crevices like this, but I can also cover large areas like this. And those are the biggest brushes that I use on my face. So for my glowy primer, I like to concentrate it on special areas. So just focusing it right here, right here, right here. To achieve that, I like to use a brush that is not as fluffy and more dense. For example, this one. So this is a round brush. It has still some flexibility in it, so you can just easily spread the product around, but you can keep it in the areas that you want it to. Next up, blush. And since I'm the kind of person that likes to use liquid brush, I like to use these types of brushes. The shape is completely round. So as you can see from here and from this, so I can dip into my blush like this, and I can just dot it right here and then spread it out. This way, this brush gets all the blush area and none of the rest of my face. Next up, highlighter. For my highlighter, I like to use a brush like this. This looks like a typical round brush, but hold on. Do you see this? Yeah, it's completely slanted. This way, it is completely round here, it's feathered, so you have this dense part and then you have this like fine outline. So when I'm applying my product with this brush, I'm first going to apply this product on the back of my hand to the fine bristles, and then I will be placing the fine bristles on my skin like so, and then I will go in with the big middle to really blend it in. This way my highlighter stays exactly where I put it and it just doesn't move or spread around my face. Now for my contour. Contouring is the most complicated step in every routine, and I know that a lot of people struggle, but the really important thing you need to take away from this is to make sure that your brushes are not larger than the area you want to cover. So let's say you want to do your contour right here, and if you want your contour to be right here, then you can't use a brush that's bigger than that. That's something that I see all the damn time. I see people just taking brushes, for example, like this, and they just do their contour like this. And listen, if that works for you, great. But if you feel like your contour is splotchy or it's just moving all around and you have like this big chunk of contour right here, switch to a smaller brush. So as you can see, it's basically a half moon. And what I like about this is that it hugs my cheek. So when I do my contour, I can just go in here and I can do tight circles like this to get my contour. And then I can just flip the brush and do my contour with this side. So I can just go in here and go down. This way my contour is completely in my control and I can use my brush the way I want it without spreading the product all around. If your contour doesn't align with your natural curves, it's going to look weird. So since not everybody has this half moon brush in their collection, I just wanted to show you an alternative. This brush right here, it's a round brush, but it's completely flat at the top, so it's just cut off right there. So you're just gonna take your contour on some of the brush right here, and you're not going to completely put it against your skin flat like that, but you're going to go at an angle. You can achieve basically something like this, but just with a smaller brush by just angling it in different directions. Okay, for my nose contour, I have to apologize right now because I just have one brush and I have no alternative because I have never found a better brush. This brush is a brush that I had for, I want to say, 5 years or something. It looks like this. And it's basically the smaller version of the brush that I just showed you for an alternative for my cheek contour. But what it does is just, again, since it's completely round but still very abruptly cut in this way, you can just go in with your contour and you can go in tight circular motions and also in streaks down the nose without picking up too much product and without actually having complete lines in your face. Because if you can see, my nose is contoured, but if you can see from the side, you cannot really tell that it's contoured from the sides because it's just very, very slight. This brush just does it for me every single time. Now for my concealer brush. Since concealer is something that you typically use in a very small area, again, try to use a brush that actually is the size of the area or smaller. So, for example, I like to go into this area right here, I like to go into this area, and this, and maybe some pimples that I have along the way. So this is my typical concealer brush, and it's perfect because you can get into all these crevices that I just described, like so, without actually leaving them. That means that I can just place my concealer right here and it's gonna stay there. It's not gonna go here, 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 here. It's just gonna stay there. Since I'm just tapping it in and the brush is quite dense, there is just no way this product slips off anywhere. Next up, foundation. These are my favorite foundation brushes. They are just characteristically round or triangular, whatever, but what makes them special is that they have medium to flexible bend and they are quite hard to the touch, so you can just tap your product in to stay within a region, but you can also just swirl the product. You can just swirl them because they have somewhat of a flexible touch to them. Now for my last step, powder. As you know, I'm kind of a glowy girl. I like to use a lot of glow and I like to keep my skin very dewy, very fresh, and I don't like to apply a lot of powder. So when I do apply powder, I like to apply very little in specific areas, and I'm gonna start by using colored powder. So the colored powder goes into the same areas that I just concealed in, so I'm going to take my concealer brush again and I would be placing the powder with the concealer brush right into the crevices that I just concealed in, so just all along this way. Then for the areas that could use a bit more coverage but at the same time could be matte, I like to use a brush like this. So you can go in with this brush, as you can see, and the only difference between this brush and my, for example, my foundation brush is just that this is just a tiny bit more flexible. This is a tiny bit more flexible and a tiny bit more loose. It's similar to the first brush we used here, where this one is just very, 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 very loose, and this one is just a bit more stiff. So this again is for my colored powder, which I can just tap in like so. And this brush is just for my overall translucent powder in the beginning or at the end if I feel like I need it that day. If it's just a humid day or I know I will be having my makeup on for a very long time, then I'm just going to set all the areas in place with this brush again. Okay guys, so I hope you liked this video. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you can use your brushes now just a bit more wisely and efficiently, and next time you're shopping for brushes, you know exactly what you want to pick out and what can go where and how to use all of them brushes. And I just hope you have a nice day, and if you like this, if this was in any sort of way helpful to you, then please give me a like, subscribe for more, tap the bell icon or whatever to just get notified whenever I post more content. And thank you so much for watching. I see you next time. Have a good day. Bye.